Hey, welcome back to Daddy's Kitchen, where everything's cooking, including the zombies. Tonight's menu, my mother's beef stew. Let's get to cooking. So I have all the recipes, the ingredients, everything already down here. And I kind of pre-prepared everything for you guys so that we can get it in and get done and get to eating. So first thing what we got here, you're gonna need about 2 pounds of premium beef steak. Gotta get the good stuff. I got me some carrots over here, some celery chopped up already, and we have onions, sweet onions. So for this, I can't give y'all all the recipe. I'm just telling y'all right now. If I do, I have to give you. I'm just saying. But first of all, you're gonna need 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Also, you need the salt, black pepper. As y'all know, we kind of sticking to the ingredients. We ain't gonna add or subtract. We need diced onions. You're gonna need diced carrots, diced celery. You need cloves of garlic. You also gonna need some thyme. You also gonna need bay leaf, flour, salt, black pepper. That's what we need for this right here. And we cannot make this without red wine. Also, cream of mushroom, and you need some tomato paste. So, to start this recipe out, we are going to brown some steak. So let me bring my pot over here. We're going to put some steak in. You want to make sure you have a big enough pan. What we're going to do is we're going to brown some of this steak in here, take it out, gradually brown more in here to make this work. So get you some extra dry olive oil. And what we're going to do is throw a couple of teaspoons in there. Two teaspoons. Set your utensils on something, not directly on your counter if you can help it. We got the 2 teaspoons in. We're gonna get our fire going. We're gonna want that on about a medium high. Let's let this heat up a little bit. While the olive oil is heating up a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and dice our onion and get them prepared and ready as well. As you see, I've already started it. Now we just gotta dice them up. Please try not to cut your hand when you making dices. When you dicing them, get your fingertips out of the way, because you can cut your hand. Want some pretty fine pieces when you're dicing it up. You see, I already got this just about diced up. I got it already cut. When you're dicing, you want to go the long way, then go crossway, and then you want to come back and look at you. Got your squares all going right there. That information is for some of you who haven't ever diced up an onion, or anything for that matter. We want to get you all out of that microwave situation. Enough for the 5G gamma. So we pretty much got this diced up. We're going to use everything. This is a white sweet onion. Guaranteed to get your mouth watering once you get it cooking. So you can see that's diced up pretty small. All right, so that's diced. I hear my oil is doing what it's doing. So now, what I'm gonna do, I am gonna get me some, turn that on low. As you see, I already put a little black pepper in there. You wanna just sprinkle you some black pepper. I'm just sprinkling a little bit more. You wanna get you some coarse salt. Get that in there. You wanna just kinda take and mix that in. Got my carrot in there. As you see, that's ready. Let's rinse our hands off. Now, as you see, that is right and ready. So now what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna take it over here. Let's put it in the pot. As we put this in the pot, we want to put some of this in there and we want to brown the steak. Put a little more. Now as I let that brown, I'm gonna go with another teaspoon of olive oil just to make sure that my meat don't stick. Side of this, we're gonna get that. There we go. So as you see that the steak is browning, we're gonna turn that up to a medium. We're gonna turn this up to a medium, about a medium high. We want the flavors to cook inside the steak. We want to savor every flavor. You don't have to put all the meat at one time. Take your time, brown, depends on how many you're serving. If you're not serving 1,000 people like I'm serving, then you can just you can probably cut it down to about a pound of meat. But this right here is about 4 pounds of steak right here that I'm cooking. So I am gonna cook it a little bit at a time, then we're gonna transfer it into the bigger pot. So, while that meat is getting brown, we'll turn that up just to a medium and really work that in there. While this is cooking, you want this meat to brown, so you want to stir it for about 6 to 8 minutes. Keep just kind of turning it so that everything will get brown. And gradually add into it. So since I have to let this brown for 6 to 8 minutes, constantly stir, I'm gonna have my son to come over here. I have a helper in the kitchen. We're gonna have him to stir for about 6 to 8 minutes while I prepare some other things. All you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here and you're gonna hold this like this so that we don't burn ourselves. Safety in the kitchen first, okay?
Okay.
Then you're just gonna keep on stirring this until you see that the steak is all brown on each side, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna let him do that. You wanna make sure that you're stirring, so you wanna hold that like such, like this, and you just wanna kinda stir the meat around. Make sure it's brown on each side. And while he is stirring this, what we're gonna do is add in some carrots and celery, but we're gonna add that in the bigger pan.
I'll wash it off.
Okay, so far, it's looking good, it's smelling good. We got juices flowing inside of there. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a little onion to this while he's stirring it. We're gonna add in some onion. Onion has been added in. We're gonna cook that on a medium high. Okay, let's see, let me get back over here to it. As you can see, there's juices forming inside of the pan. The onions is being cooked inside of the juice as well. We want this meat to get brown on all 4 sides. This recipe takes about an hour, 15 minutes to cook, maybe an hour 20. Depends on if you prepared everything, if you pre-did everything, and you're not doing a bunch of cutting. So you want to try to get things prepped so you don't spend all your time in the kitchen when you can be watching the game or something that I just, recorded. So we want to spend less time doing it, but we want to do it to perfection. So now, as you see, I got this steak brown on each side, and you see the juices is flowing. We're going to add some celery and carrots to this. We're going to let Preston come back and keep stirring that up. You stir that up. Hold that right there. And as he whisks that in, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of garlic in there, fresh garlic. You want to put in 2 teaspoons of fresh garlic. And stir it up, son. Okay. Now let me take that over and you go back over there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in some more meat. Get it cooking in there. So we can get it brown. We want the juice to come out of this meat. Gradually put in more meat and start the browning process. So as you put the other meat in, you want to make sure you get a constant stir. You want to keep stirring it up. You want all this meat to be brown. And you want to gradually add more ingredients. So now we're going to add onions, sweet onion, more onions. And then as we get that, you want to keep on stirring that up in there. Once you add your onions in, then it'll be time to add some tomato paste in there. Everything is smelling quite nice. Now it is time to add 2 teaspoons of flour in there. You want to start getting a little your thickness in there. So now it's time for our 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And you want to make sure you whisk that in. Let me get my, I'm going to start stirring that in there. The meat is all getting brown. You want to make sure that meat is brown. Now we're gonna put in a half a cup of red wine. You wanna get half a cup of dry red wine. We're gonna watch this brown for about a minute. So we're gonna do half a cup of red wine. Take a measuring cup. Make sure y'all got your measuring cups. Let me get my pot holder. Now, as you can see, if you look in here, that it's really a good brown and thickness in here. If you find yourself where it's not really getting thick for you, you might want to just add you a little teaspoon of flour in there. So we're gonna add some more. Oh my God, smelling good already, y'all.